Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from CNBC that was published on September 28th and is written by Michelle Castillo. And I just got to say, I don't know why people are still on Facebook at this point. I really don't. When the shit started coming out about how shady they were acting, you know, with selling data and censoring people and all of that, you would think that normies would wake the fuck up and go, hey, maybe we shouldn't be using this particular company's website. I mean, they're selling my life's, you know, personal information, my life story, and everything else to anyone who wants it. But no, the fact that, you know, you could have been very well censored. Oh, well, you know, I've had less interaction, but I'm still going to use Facebook. Idiots. Anyway, Facebook's security breach allowed hackers to control the accounts of up to 50 million users. Facebook discovered a security issue that allowed hackers to access information that could have let them take over around 50 million accounts, the company announced on Friday. Following the disclosure, shares of Facebook extended midday losses and ended trading 2.5% down. And it should be going down even more than that because of the shit that's going on otherwise. But I love how they say take over the accounts, but they leave out the fact that it allowed them to gain the information of these potentially gain the information of these 50 million people. Fuck their accounts. The accounts are secondary at this point. It's their personal information itself. You know, let's play that fact down because heaven forbid people find out that, you know, their personal lives could have been archived by, you know, a group of hackers here. Facebook discovered a security issue that allowed hackers to access information that could have let them take over around 50 million accounts, the company announced on Friday. This is a very serious security issue, and we're taking it very seriously, said Mark Zuckerberg on a call with reporters. So, basically, it sounded like, you know, on the idea of tonality, oh God, Microsoft Voice. I'm trying to remember the name of the standard voice, but it sounded like him telling the reporters that. It could have been that for all they know. It could have been, you know, the Microsoft Voice, the default voice there. Facebook shares, which were already down about 1.5% before the announcement. Yeah. Oh, sorry. With Facebook shares, which were already down about 1.5% before the announcement. Yeah, they're hurting a little bit. Extended losses after the disclosure ended down 2.6%. Now, are we talking 2.6% from the 1.5% value, or are we talking from the other value that you're referring to on it being down? That's the thing you got to look at, unless they're talking about the high. They're probably talking about the high price that it, yeah. So, the company said in a blog post that its engineering team found on Tuesday that attackers identified a weakness in Facebook's code regarding its View As feature. Facebook became aware of a potential attack after it noticed a spike in user activity on September 16th. So they were already mining this exploit for data when they found it. The only reason why they found the exploit was because there was data being mined and you had an increase on the use of resources. Oh, fucking Facebook. That's what you get for collecting all this data. You turn yourself into a grade A prime target. View As lets users see what their profile looks like to other users on the platform. This vulnerability, which consisted of 3 separate bugs, also allowed the hackers to get access tokens, digital keys, which let people stay logged into the service without having to re-enter their password, which could be used to control other people's accounts. I mean, this was a serious breach. I don't understand why they're not under a federal investigation with all the shit they've got going on. I mean, Trump this executive order? Why aren't we seeing the investigation going about right now? We need to see that going on. We need to see all this taken care of. Because you have Facebook more concerned with the Democrats losing even more than they are about their user security. Almost 50 million accounts had their access tokens taken, and Facebook has to reset those tokens. The company also reset tokens for an additional 40 million accounts who used the View As feature in the last year as a precautionary measure, for a total of 90 million accounts. So it could be potentially even more than the 50 million. That's a scary friggin' proposition. Facebook had 2.23 billion monthly active users as of June 30th. I wonder how many of those are bots, because how many of those are corporate accounts too? I mean, because I'm sure a lot of the accounts out there these days are bots, are corporate accounts, accounts for, like, say, NGOs and NPOs and all that too. Businesses, things of that nature. And it isn't like Facebook and Twitter haven't kind of been caught on the fact of inflating their numbers when it comes to their active users. The rest will require the users to enter their password when they return to Facebook or access an app that uses Facebook login. They will also receive a notification at the top of their newsfeed explaining what happened. Yes, that's kind of funny considering that they were actually stopping people from from posting stuff about this on their own platform. People warning other users. That's a little messed up. In addition, the company suspended the View As feature while it reviews its security. Facebook said it fixed the issue on Thursday night and has noticed law enforcement, including the FBI and the Irish Data Protection Commission, in order to address general data protection regulation issues. Facebook said it has just begun its investigation and has not determined if any information was misused, but the initial investigation has not uncovered any information abuse. They don't even know that yet. I mean, the thing is you don't know how much, with what they already have for those tokens, you don't know how many accounts they got into. You don't know how much information they confiscated, how much sensitive stuff that they could have had access to and actually collected, and could be used for blackmail, or on the note of, say, personal information. It could be used to take out credit, whatever the case may be. You don't know anything yet. This just literally happened. Yeah, you're trying to play like, oh yeah, man, we don't think it. No, you're trying to play this down because you know how serious the implications can be. The hackers did query Facebook's API system, which lets applications communicate with the platform to get more user information. The company is not sure if the hackers used the data, nor does it know who orchestrated the hack or where the person or people are based. Yeah. Because you're more concerned with populism in the United States and people right of Karl Marx actually not agreeing with you than the security of your users, the security of your platform. Just security in general. The company said there is no need to change passwords. If additional accounts are affected, Facebook said it will immediately reset those users' access tokens. Facebook is doubling the number of employees who are working to improve security from 10,000 to 20,000, the company reiterated. Do you really need that many people for just security? That makes absolutely no fucking sense. It does not take that many people to perform actual security on a network, on a website. Even one that large. Shouldn't even take 10,000 people. Between intrusion software and custom applications that look for other things on the note of intrusions beyond those standard things, it's a large chunk of it is automated and brings it down to where you don't need as many people to see what's going on. That's PR and complete bullshit. I wouldn't be surprised if some of those additional people are going to be reading posts on the note of security, quote unquote, and going, oh, well, that could cause issues for us. Yeah, that type of security. Security is an arms race, and we're continuing to improve our defenses, Zuckerberg said. This just underscores there are constant attacks from people who are trying to underscore accounts in our community. Coming from the guy who basically said how people who use Facebook are stupid fuckers that hand over their personal information right over to you, and yeah. Zuckerberg addressed the issue in a Facebook post on his account. Okay. Let's see his Facebook post. I want to update you on an important security issue we've identified. We've patched the issue last night, and we are taking precautionary measures for those who might have been affected. We're still investigating, but I want to share what we've already found. On Tuesday, we discovered that an attacker exploited a technical vulnerability to steal access tokens that would allow them to log into about 50 million people's accounts on Facebook. We do not yet know whether these accounts... All right, let's see what the rest he has to say. Where did it? Okay. Not now. Fuck you, Suckanuck. I'm not signing in. I'm signing up for your fucking shit. Not after this. That would allow them to log into about 50 million users' accounts on Facebook. We do not yet know whether these accounts were misused, but we are continuing to look into this and will update when we learn more. We've already taken a number of steps to address this issue. 1, we've patched the security vulnerability to prevent this attacker or any other from being able to steal additional access tokens. You hope. And we invalidated the access tokens for the accounts of the 50 million people who were affected, causing them to be logged out. These people will have to log back in to access their accounts again. We'll also notify these people in a message on top of their news feeds about what happened when they log back in. Now, the thing is they don't want to alarm people, but those tokens could be used to access, that person's account. They can then go through the account, get the personal information, things like that, and, yeah, fuck with someone. But anyway, as a precautionary measure, even though we believe we've fixed the issue, we're temporarily taking down the feature that had the security vulnerability until we can fully investigate it and make sure there are no other security issues with it. The feature is called View As, and it's a privacy tool that lets you see how your own profile would look to other people. Which, to me, I don't understand why you even needed that feature. If you can't figure out that your profile is going to look like how someone else's profile does respectively, in relation to, your posts obviously being different and things like that. If you can't figure that out, you're not exactly the brightest bulb. So you probably put a lot of or you're a boomer, and you're not tech savvy or something like that. But if you're a moron, you just probably handed these people a shit ton of personal information if you were one of the lucky ones that they actually used your token to get into the account. And yeah, there's no need for that feature, but hey, it fucked all you, even though there was no need for it. As an additional precautionary measure, we are also logging out everyone who used the View As feature since the vulnerability was introduced. This will require another 40 million people or more to log back into their accounts. We do not currently have any evidence that suggests these accounts have been compromised, but we were taking this step as a precautionary measure. We face constant attacks from people who want to take over accounts or steal information around the world. I wonder why. Could it be because you stupid fucks collect every scrap of personal information you possibly can on your users? And it's a smorgasbord? It's a smorgasbord? It's a fucking buffet. It's an endless fucking buffet. You are the golden corral of people's personal information. All right? You are fucking the golden corral of people's personal information. And you're trying to play it like, well, we didn't bring this upon ourselves. We're innocent victims. People just want to target us. Well, if you didn't collect the information, if you were like Minds, okay, and you didn't collect personal data like they don't, you don't even have to give them an email address. Do you think people would want to try to steal information off of your site? Probably not. You wouldn't be a prime fucking target. Well, I'm glad we found this, fixed the vulnerability, and secured the accounts that may be at risk. The reality is we need to continue developing new tools to prevent this from happening in the first place. Well, sorry, suckanut, but you're kind of portraying things a little bit differently. I bet you were kind of shitting your pants going, oh, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. Actually, no, you're not human. So it was, this does not compute, this does not compute, and your head's like twitching side to side and moving weird angles and shit, and you're going, this does not compute, and you're freaking the fuck out. That was more likely your response. Because you got enough shit on your plate right now that you don't need to be dealing with this. From like a PR perspective, you know, an optics perspective alone, you don't need that. I mean, this is funny. If you've forgotten your password or are having trouble logging in, you can access your account through the Help Center. There is more detail in Guy's post below, and we'll update you as soon as the investigation continues. No, you're going to hope to sweep this under the rug. You really are. What information you do give probably won't be the full story. So, anyway, you gotta love Facebook. Their data collection literally painted a bullseye on the site. And they're trying to cry victim. That's hilarious. All you needed to do was not collect personal information like you do, and this probably wouldn't have happened. But anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.